For the past few years, every week right here at this time, we've talked to CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski, to discuss some of his groundbreaking investigations on government waste and accountability that have led to really some major legislation and change in transparency when it comes to your taxpayer funds. Well, sadly, last week, Adam did pass away at the age of 55. And we know what Adam began, he would want us to continue, especially during one of the most important presidential elections of our lifetime. And joining us today to talk about the future of OpenTheBooks.com is Deputy Public Policy Editor Rachel O'Brien. Good morning to you, Rachel.
Good morning, Jan.
So, this was really a shock to all of us. Interestingly, Adam came on my show called Good Day Chicago nearly 20 years ago because every year he would come out with this project report to show all the earmarks and government waste when agreeing on a budget. So it was sort of a reunion of sorts when I saw him here on our show when he came on here for the National Desk. Can you give us just what his mission was for OpenTheBooks.com? What was his goal in doing this?
Sure. So Adam did start locally in Chicago. That's where he lived outside of Chicago. So that's great that you got to know him early in his sort of transparency career. So Adam was a leader in business. He was a family man. He was a marathon runner. He was training for his next marathon when he passed away. And he was unmatched in his advocacy on behalf of taxpayers. So his dream with Open the Books was to spark a transparency revolution. And that was to help taxpayers understand how their money was being spent and to hold government officials accountable. So since 2009, he worked to build a well-oiled machine that we have today at Open the Books to shine a spotlight on waste, fraud, and abuse.
Yeah, and he's so smart too. I mean, everything he did was data-driven. And I know Open the Books is very much a data-driven organization. And I just want to remind the viewers of some of the recent stories, the groundbreaking investigations Adam broke right here on the National Desk.
Yeah, so we file over 50,000 open records requests every year, and those translate into these investigations that Adam reports on this show. So recently, he talked about Vice President Kamala Harris's office that has the highest level of staff turnovers, 92% throughout her time in office. Her office also would not provide their payroll records, even though every other official in the country, elected official in the country, is required to share their office's spending. She would not. Her office wouldn't. He talked about the National Institutes of Health, which played a huge role during the COVID pandemic. They would not provide records until we sued them. And Adam reported here that we found at Open the Books $710 million worth of royalty payments from private pharmaceutical companies. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There was so much more that he did and that we did at Open the Books, and we're going to continue to do it.
I know, and he spoke to so many senators. I know he did a lot of joint investigations with Iowa Senator, for instance, Joni Ernst. I know she was very close to him as well, doing a lot of these investigations. He just really surrounded himself with a dedicated team that shared his vision. So moving forward, what is the future for OpenTheBooks.com? How can we best honor his legacy?
Yeah, those connections that Adam made were fantastic to drive the mission of Open the Books forward, and they'll continue. One glance at the tributes on social media this past week will confirm that Adam's impact has been immeasurable. He touched a lot of people in a lot of different areas of the world, of the country, in different lines of work, but he didn't do it alone. The best way to honor Adam's legacy is to continue this work. And that's what we're going to do. The Open the Books team, we have a great team in place. You'll see new faces like mine on the show. I'm not new at the organization, but I'm new to this program. We've been working in the background, doing this hard work of holding the powerful accountable. We're going to continue doing it. Adam used to say, in God we trust, politicians we must audit. And that's what we're going to continue to do at Open the Books. And people interested in reading our investigations can subscribe at openthebooks.substack.com for free. We're going to continue this work.
Rachel, I know he would be very proud, and we sure do miss him. Thank you so much for joining us this morning here on the National Desk. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jan.